Alright, welcome to the one-on-one Nintendo gaming discussion with Dave's Had Enough and special guest Deku. How's it going, Deku?
Yeah, not bad. What's going on?
Well, I'm glad to have you here. You've been wanting to talk about Nintendo for a while, and I told you, I think I gave a message to Bear Hugger. I think I've said it on video when you're watching like live shows and stuff. If you fix your comment section, where I could comment to you, I would bring you on a show or something.
Yeah.
So what's been going on, man?
No, you kick it off because you're the one that likes to get the opinions going on online. So you kick it off, and I'll.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had something special you wanted to talk about first. Pretty much, I guess we can talk about. Huh?
No, I don't have anything in particular really special. You're gonna throw shit up, and I'm gonna fight back. So let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw shit up here. So let's. I guess we'll talk about the whole you're a Wii U owner, right?
Wii U, PS4.
Oh, you do have a PS4. Okay. See, I took it with you always in the comment section how you're always defending Nintendo that you just were Wii U only or maybe 3DS or something.
No.
So you do think the Wii U is actually a good console, right?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Okay, so you don't think it's a failing console?
Failing in terms of what?
Like lack of games, pretty much.
Lack of games. Lack of games compared to.
I mean, do you think it's Nintendo's worst console?
In terms of what? I mean, so you keep throwing up. You throw up these buzzwords.
Overall, out of all their consoles, would you say the Wii U is their worst console?
Yeah, but again, it's a buzzword. Worst console compared to what? The games that they had before, the sales.
I'm comparing it to the whole thing. The games, the console itself, everything.
Sales, yeah, absolutely. There's no denying. I can't even put up a rebuttal. Anyone who says that it's sales don't matter, I guess in some way they don't matter to us gamers, in terms of how many systems they sell. I mean, if they sell more systems, they get more money, so they develop more games. But in terms of sales, yeah, it's definitely the worst. There's I don't care what any Nintendo fan you get on your channel or whoever comes to your videos, if they say it's not, just don't even listen. It's definitely the worst selling Nintendo system.
Okay, that's what I meant by the whole package. I'm talking about everything.
No.
I'm talking about games.
Come on, not even close. The whole package, definitely not. Worst selling, yeah, but
how could you say that? I mean, how can you say it's not the worst console compared to everything else Nintendo has? I'm talking about console-wise. I'm not talking about the Virtual Boy or anything like that. I'm talking about home consoles. I'm talking about the NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, even the Wii. I think was better than the Wii U. I'm just being honest.
Right.
I think all them consoles are better than the Wii U. I think the Wii U is just a fucking mistake. I mean, I do. I think Nintendo just don't want to come out and admit it.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure where you're going with your question. I don't really.
I'm just saying. This is some of the stuff that I brought up in videos that I just think. I mean, we can go back on videos where you had some really good comments where you were really upset with what I said, but. I
don't get upset. I never get upset at what people say. Nintendo don't pay me. I don't get a paycheck from Nintendo. I just like to point at people's bullshit and their fucking stupid opinions. You can have an opinion, but if it's not an educated opinion, it really grinds my gears. I mean, you can sit there and say it's the worst console in terms of sales. Absolutely, I'm never going to debate that because it really is. But some of the games they have are some of the best games that they've made in a long time. All right. That's an opinion. That is an opinion, all right? You can debate that, but you just look at the games that they have, look at the review scores that they've had, look at how many people have bought their first party. Okay, it's not selling as well as their last console. In terms of the numbers of the software, that's...
Okay, let's talk about game droughts, since you did have a different opinion on me with the game droughts, I believe, right? I'm trying to go back and think about old videos that you these comments calling me an asshole and everything else. Unless you joke that way. I don't know. See,
that's my sense. That is totally my sense of humor. Anyone knows YouTube. That's just the way I troll people.
Now, when you go to Wii U and the droughts, is that okay? That's acceptable? These long droughts, or are you one that don't think there is droughts? I just want to know.
Yeah, there are droughts.
Okay, so these 6 to 8 month droughts they're accepted or they are not accepted to you?
Honestly, to me, having another system to play on, I guess it's acceptable to an extent, because I also have a gaming PC, so I can still get my gaming elsewhere. But like, if you just had a PlayStation 4 and there were a lot of droughts, I'm sure you'd be pissed off, because that's one of the reasons why you didn't like the Wii U. But for me, I know what the first party software is going to be. I know how good it's going to be. Yes,
wait. What makes this first party software so great on the Wii U? Like, and I'm assuming it has to be on the Wii U, because I know everybody says anything Nintendo makes is just so great. It's polished. It's it's quality games. How is Splatoon a quality game if you're missing so much?
Do you have a Wii U?
I did have a Wii U for a very long time. Day one owner, and had enough. I mean, I wasn't waiting.
Okay, how many of the first party IPs did you have?
Super Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Zombie U. Would that be carried? That wasn't a first party. That was exclusive. I'm thinking exclusives. I had Pikmin 3. I had hold on. I had a decent amount of them. I'm trying to think. I had the first Mario that came out on it, the one that was kind of like the one on the Wii, but it wasn't exactly the same.
Yeah.
I had that. I had Nintendo Land. I had Wind Waker HD.
All right. Okay, so you had a lot of first party titles.
And I had a lot of third party.
Yeah, but the first party, can you sit there and tell me that those games weren't polished?
I mean, but I'm just trying to figure out what's the
reason why we say
what I'm trying to figure out, a game that they've been making for decades. Like, I'm talking about Mario.
Yeah.
How would it not be polished? How could they get Mario wrong when they've been making it so long? You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying on that, though?
So what you're saying is, I can say that they're going to
let's take Splatoon. Let's take Splatoon, a whole new IP. It looks like they didn't bring their A game on that one. It's not all there.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, you are correct. It's what's there is still solid. I have the game. I've played the game. What's there is solid. It works. There's a few minor things here and there that they need to like fix come August. It's definitely not a complete package. Now, I don't know how much it cost in the United States, but here it was €25, so it wasn't 50. To me, that's an okay asking price, but they could fix a few things, but it's still a polished game. The reason why we look forward to first party IP is we know they're polished. We don't even have to discuss that.
Well, what would Nintendo look like if all they're bringing to the table is first party games like they're doing with the Wii U, and they weren't working half the time, and we're missing features. Like, now we'll take Splatoon out of I won't attack Splatoon. It's their first I will say this. Splatoon's kind of like their first big fuck up, I would say. Not that the game's not bad or anything like that. I'm saying where they're not really giving, like, the thing with Splatoon, it kind of like the whole Nintendo fanboy thing, how they sit there and say, oh, we don't support third party because we don't get everything. Well, Splatoon is kind of like, a double standard in a way. It is, because if they went out and bought Splatoon but actually sat back and said, oh, third party, we don't buy them because they're broken, they're not all there. Well, if you bought Splatoon, then what you say about third party, it's irrelevant.
But hold on, I mean, which of the lesser evil do you want? A big AAA third party game that's $60 that's broken and isn't there, or a €25 game that's content still coming and it's polished and works? I mean, what do you go for? I mean,
wait a second. So you did, in America, are we still you're talking about Splatoon, right? Or are we talking about other Nintendo IPs?
Splatoon.
Because you say I know in America Splatoon's $60, just like a third party game would be.
Right. Okay. So that is fucking crazy. That I don't agree with.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's $60, and I think it was pretty bad because Nintendo didn't give everybody the full game with Splatoon. I mean, even though it's a good game, and I'm not gonna sit here. I'm actually not gonna sit here and bullshit people. I'm gonna be honest in this debate. If I had my Wii U, I'd play Splatoon. You know why? Because it actually does look interesting, but it'd be the only thing to get. I'd want to have something new for my Wii U, so you're kind of forced into getting Splatoon. Like, I was forced into many other games on the Wii U that I didn't want to buy, like Pikmin 3, Wind Waker. Well, I actually got Wind Waker for free with Mario Kart, but I didn't want Wind Waker HD. I never liked when Zelda went that way. I never liked the animation. I didn't like it, but I gave it a shot. I chose that out of the 3 or 4 games that were given free because... it was something for my Wii U,
But see, you need to be careful who you label as Nintendo fanboys and Nintendo fans. I'm in no way, shape, or form. I'm no way, shape, or form a Nintendo fanboy. Not even close.
Well, the reason I labeled you as one is because you attacked me like they did. Your name calling, in my comment section, just like they do. Oh, you're an asshole. Blah blah blah. Until recently, where you have a different like comments that you've been giving me lately. You turned around in your comments, so I don't know. You're a little different there from what you used to be. So I'll give you that.
Okay, first of all, straight up, I like to troll everyone, even the people that I'm friends with on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So, but that whole thing, like my commenting that you couldn't reply, was totally weird because the guys I talk to normally can reply, so I had to go back and change that. So once you started talking to me, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to troll him so hard. I'm going to just talk to him, find out if he wants to have a debate, which is what we're doing. Okay? But what I mean is, you label. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some Nintendo fans in the gaming community they're really stupid. Okay, I'll give you that. You can't really talk to them. It's like talking to a brick wall. I'm not one of those guys.
Oh, okay. No, it's just you always had so many comments in the past, and I'll bring them up here in a second. I'm just trying to get to them. But yeah, so basically, I just wanted to go over that thing too since we brought that up. The whole thing, now to you with Nintendo, it's been polished games, and that's why you don't care for... Now, you said you are a Sony, you have a PS4, so I assume you are a Sony fan, right?
No, not really. I'm a gamer.
Okay, so you're just a... So what do you like the most out of everything? It's mainly Nintendo, I would assume, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so what's your opinions of Microsoft and Sony? Like you think they're basically not really up to par when it comes to Nintendo? Or you one of them type of dudes, or
not up to par in terms of what?
Like quality. Quality?
Of course not. Of course not. That's night and day. It's apple and oranges. It's fucking. Come on. They're not.
Like I said.
They're not even close, Dave. Come on.
You got a company that has been here so long, you would expect them to, and if all they're doing is first-party games, wouldn't you think that they should be getting it right, at least? Like, why?
I mean, I could say that back to you. Sony's been here 20 years. I mean, don't you think they could get it right?
Mm-hmm. Well, with Nintendo, what's funny about Nintendo? People do say these quality games and all this shit. Okay, they have the best games, but why can't they make online if they're so good at shit?
Hold on. Game design, game philosophy, and game creation is different than having an online infrastructure. It's totally different.
What's going into it, what I'm trying to get at, if they're so great at making games, why can't they make like the rest of them with a good online game that, works properly? And, why do they have to, leave out stuff, missing online and stuff? Why do they choose not to do that? Because it seems to me like Nintendo is just playing it safe.
In terms of online?
I'm talking about not good. Like a lot of their stuff that they choose not to do, I think they just want to keep these games like Mario and stuff. I mean, if they're making the same Mario game forever, it is going to be polished. It's like if Sony just made the same God.
What gives you the idea they've been making the same Mario game?
No, but what I'm saying is if they never actually adapt to today's times and add online in some of these games, like actually try online, I want to see what Nintendo actually does when they start doing online. Like, because obviously they can't really do online because they chose not to do it many times with their first-party games.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, if you saw Nintendo do actual online gaming, you might see a difference in their games. You might see some problems.
See, what do you mean by actual online gaming? Because it's such a broad term. They have online in their games. So what do you mean by?
Well, I'm talking about actually going to like take a Metroid and make it into a first-person shooter online. Like have the regular Metroid game that everybody loves, but add a online feature to it, like you would see in like, I'm not saying make it like Halo or anything, but try making like a multiplayer out of it, and let's see how great their online will be. Because the majority of these games that are broken, it's to do with their online. You know, a lot of these games that have online issues, like the Master Chief Collection. Let's take that for example.
Right.
You know, the game itself worked, I heard, fine. You know, but then when you go to the online, it was a wreck. You know, and that's basically why people are saying it's broken and it's trash. And what if Nintendo did that with their games and then had online? I'm sure they'd have the same problems with online as the rest of them.
Well, I mean, okay, so the whole, excuse me, the whole online thing with Nintendo being behind in terms of the technologies, I would agree with, because they did avoid it for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, look, they are a stubborn company, right? They really are. I don't think anyone can deny that they're really stubborn.
Yeah.
But they have online in their games. Okay, maybe it's not as robust and as big as like on fucking PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, whatever. But they have it. It works for what it is. It's not as big as it could be. As like Metroid having online, I mean, if they make a new Metroid game, I'm sure it'll have online in some fashion. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying, what I was getting at, if Nintendo actually was to like dive into the online world like the rest of the companies are doing with their first-party games, you might, and third-party games. I'm just saying, third-party, most of their problems come from online. Like when people say, "Oh, this online's broken. This is a mess. Oh, it sucks." You know, blah blah blah. Mainly, it's never talked about so much. I mean, there is problems with first part, the not single-player parts of the games, but most of the time, I would say it's the online that's busted. And what I'm trying to get at, if Nintendo would do online gaming with a lot of their, like, say they made an F-Zero and added, online to it, and they're trying something new, not, getting out of just the Mario Kart online. You know what I'm saying? Actually trying something new with another game. They might have these type of problems like the other developers are having. And, then we might not see these polished games. See, to me, Nintendo plays it safe. They like to go with what they know, and they stay in that little realm. They don't go outside of it. They don't leave that box.
Who doesn't play it safe?
Well, who doesn't play it safe?
Yeah.
I would say that Sony and Microsoft are at least trying stuff.
Come on. You're saying Sony doesn't play it safe? Come on, they've had the same control over 20 years. They don't play it safe? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, why would you change a controller that works?
But you like to say that we get the same games. You've basically had the same games for 20 years. The only difference you've had is like, hold on.
Nintendo hasn't done it longer, the same thing.
Hold on. Yeah. You get different characters, better graphics, different storyline, better characters. Who gives a shit? You're getting the same games, the same IP. You play it the same way. So I mean, you're telling me Sony's not playing it safe? Come on. Oh, come on, Dave.
Well, I'm not even saying just Sony. So you're telling me games aren't changing? Because I could say there's a big difference from just like, for example, I'm not talking about Sony or anybody. Take Rockstar, for example. Look at how Grand Theft Auto used to be to today. You can't tell me that's a different game?
Hold on. Do you play it the same way as you played GTA 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
But they did change things. There is online. That online is actually pretty impressive, I would say. A lot of people like it.
Yeah, but online isn't new. Xbox has done it way back in 2002.
Up with everybody. That's what I want to know. When are they going to stop just doing the same thing? Yes, the game has changed. You know what Nintendo is? It's a couple little things new and a fresh coat of paint with their games. That's all it is. They're mechanics with a fresh coat of paint and calling it something fantastic, and it's polished. Polished.
Right. Okay. But we could sit here and go back and forth like what's new, what's not new. I mean, I could keep rebutting what you say.
Well, I'm just saying. I want to see what we're talking about Nintendo and their great polished games, and I'm trying to say maybe if they did something different, it wouldn't be so polished. That's what I'm trying to get at. And
right. So what you're saying to me is if they had a great polished game, something like Zelda, and if it happened to be online, maybe it would be a broken game because their online doesn't work.
Well, I'm saying they might run into these issues that everybody else is. They might not have these polished games, and that's why maybe you've seen that there could be the reason why Zelda is pushed back. Because I heard there is a rumor it is going to have online. I heard it, a rumor.
Right.
I heard that's a possibility. Maybe they're not ready to release it because of that. Maybe they want to try something online and it might come out broken, and then everybody's going to go to hell about it. They see how the other people, how everybody acts for other companies.
But do you think for 1 minute, if they have a broken game with a broken online aspect, they're going to release it? Of course they're not going to release it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they were okay. You can't tell me that Nintendo wasn't forced to release Splatoon fucking missing features and missing fucking maps and everything else. They didn't want to release Splatoon right now. They had no choice because there's nothing for the Wii U. Am I right?
Yeah, you have a point, but is the online broke?
I don't know. I didn't play Splatoon. I didn't hear nothing. I will say this. I didn't hear nothing bad about the online, but there isn't much there to be broken. There's only like 1 or 2 game modes. About how many maps?
Why do you think? So why? Okay. So why do you think a small game like Splatoon has online perfect, whereas a big game like Zelda could possibly be broken? What's the mindset? How do you come to that conclusion?
Well, what I'm saying, well, there isn't much to be broken with Splatoon because there's not much there. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm assuming with Zelda there'd be a lot more there because it's a bigger game. I'm assuming the online is going to be pretty. Yeah. Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, but we just had the discussion that they make polished games, so why all of a sudden is it broke because it has online?
Oh, so you're allowing a polished game that's barely there? That's okay? Like, it's okay if it's polished as long as if you're getting no features, no nothing, the game's bare minimum, it's okay because it's polished? That's accepted?
No, that's not what I said.
That's what it sounds like.
That's not what I said. If it's such a polished game and the online aspect happens to be broke, I mean, you still have a polished game. Look, here's the thing, okay. Splatoon is a small game that's not all there. That I agree with, okay. It's still going to come in August. Absolutely, I agree. The online works, but I don't know how you draw this conclusion like a Zelda or a Mario or a Metroid could be so polished but have broken online. I don't know where that mindset comes from. I mean, how do you come to that?
Oh man, what I'm trying to say is, if we're going on with Splatoon, and I'm with Zelda, I would assume would have to be a bigger online, and I'm saying it's going to be probably something new, definitely to Nintendo. They've never done nothing like that online. I would assume if it's going to be like an open world. Online game, maybe. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm thinking what they could be doing with Zelda. Nobody knows what their online is going to be like. It's a rumor,
Right.
But I'm saying something to Splatoon is not very hard, it's because it's not much there. I would assume if they had more things going for it with different online game, different modes and everything else, it might, it's only like, how many modes are on Splatoon? 2? 1 to start with on day 1, right? Okay, so there isn't much modes. So I mean, I hope they would get 1 or 2 modes right where it works. Because what if what if the one mode didn't work? What would that look like?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry, I have to do something.
No, I'm just saying with Splatoon, what if the one mode they did have day 1 didn't work? That would be a fucking mess because you got a $60 game sitting there with 1 mode that's broken, and it's the only mode with 5 maps. I'm sure that wouldn't fly with the gaming industry, but maybe Nintendo couldn't get the other modes working right, and maybe I just don't see how it's okay for a $60 game with that bare minimum, and
if anything, today, if we walk away from this podcast, that's the thing I'm definitely going to agree. I didn't know that game was $60 in America. That is crazy. Oh. That is way too much money.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. I watched a lot of reviews on Splatoon, and I seen even guys that loved the game. They loved it. One of them, he's a movie reviewer, and he actually did a Nintendo review. It's can't think of his name. He's one of the bigger reviewers on YouTube, and he actually rented it from Redbox first, and then he bought it. But he did say, as much as he loves Splatoon, as much as it was something that he just couldn't get his stop playing, he said it was only worth $40. He says he felt better if he would have paid 40, but he paid the 60 and still enjoyed it, but it was only worth 40. I'm trying to think of his name, so if anybody wants to watch that video, but I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of people even love this game actually say it's worth $40, and that's crazy. $60, you know, and
that I definitely agree with, right? Because I had no idea that game was that expensive over there. Here it's like €25, right? Which is like €25, like I don't know, about maybe $35, $40. I don't know. But
well, and to me, what's bad about that? So now Nintendo knows that they could throw a game out $60 and have it bare minimum, and people are willing to buy the game and get the rest of the game sent to them in DLC. Not saying they're going to have to pay for the DLC, but later on down the road, they're going to start sending you the rest of the game. You know, because the game's not all there for $60. There's more to it. They just weren't ready. You know, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And the guy's name is Chris Stuckman. That's the guy that I watched one of the reviews. He has a great review about Splatoon. Says it's a great game, but it was only worth $40. You know, that's all he felt.
It's a good game, and it's worth the €25 I paid for it. But $60? No, come on. I mean, that is too much. I mean, because like the game is great, the game's solid. The online is good for what it is. It definitely needs more content, and we're getting more in August. But $60, I had no. Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, that I will agree with you, Dave. That's too much.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying, like, if Nintendo, what I was trying to get at too, if Nintendo's trying to do, if Nintendo was doing what the rest of them were doing, like Sony, I'm saying, like with online, maybe they would have broken games. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Nintendo should have by now, over all the time they've been doing Mario, they should have it down pat where they shouldn't have a game. I mean, I'd feel pretty bad if I see Nintendo come out with a Mario game that was fucking busted, you know, after all the years of Mario that they were making. It wouldn't look right, you know. Well, but I think Nintendo plays it safe. That's my opinion. I think you know.
Well, I didn't disagree. I didn't disagree with that they don't play safe. What I said to you is, who doesn't play safe?
Oh, now Sony. I think Sony tries new things. I think right now with the what the hell is there? The Morpheus. I think that's something different. You know, I'm not.
So you wouldn't say that's playing it safe?
What, virtual reality?
I mean, how many virtual reality headsets do we have?
We haven't had one done right, though. That's the problem.
That's not the point. We have so many of them. It's not the point. It's not the point if someone's done it right. No one did a gamepad before, and it didn't work.
Yeah, Nintendo tried it, and it completely failed.
Yeah,
it backfired on them big time. You know, I actually, believe it or not, I hate to say this, but I actually like the Virtual Boy. I tried it before. I'm talking about that day and age when I played it. I liked it. Today, if I played it, no, I wouldn't like it. But I liked it then. I thought it was cool. It did bother your eyes after a while, but
yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, I mean, to me,
you know, you had to look at a play like this and looking into the damn thing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. It wasn't something I play all the time, but for the time it was all right. But it failed miserably. You know, It is what it is. So when we talked about game droughts, you did say it was you weren't happy with the game droughts on the Wii U.
No, that's not what I said. No.
Oh, okay. What did you say? Because I didn't hear you correctly then.
because I have a gaming PC and a PS4, the droughts for me aren't so bad. But I can understand if someone just had a Wii U, I would be pretty pissed.
So you go out and buy a system. I bought the Wii U day one. It was like almost $400, you know, including tax. That's tax included. It was $350. I bought the deluxe model, and I bought this console to play games. You know, even though at the time I just had a Wii U. That was the only thing I had for the time. Then I had to go out and buy another PS3. I was hoping to just make it with the Wii U. I was like, oh great. Because at the time I came up here, I didn't have any of my consoles, so I was like, damn, I'm gonna go buy a PS3 again, and that thing's. I'm thinking in my head at the time, I'm like, oh, they're gonna cut support on that bitch. I don't want it. I'm gonna go with Nintendo, even though I skipped the Wii, and I was disappointed in the GameCube era. I went with the Wii U. I thought I saw third-party support. I saw it all there, and I get the damn console, and they're not getting DLC for Black Ops 2, and the list goes on with third-party. They start not getting games, and I was like, no. I had to go out and buy a PS3 again, But still, the original purchase, I bought my Wii U to play games. I'm not going to sit there and make excuses for my Wii U of why I can't play games on it. Well, you know, I got a PS4 sitting here, so I don't really need to play the Wii U. I got a PC over here, so I'm okay till Nintendo gets their shit together and gives me a game after fucking 6-8 months. No, I'm not making excuses for the Wii U. I think that's unacceptable, and that's a waste of money. Would you agree, or you think it's okay because you got another gaming thing to wait forever for Nintendo to make these games? Whatever happened to like that? You know, with the N64, you know, they didn't have as much third party as they did with the Super Nintendo, but they did have third party, and they had game releases. You know, the N64 is my favorite console of all time. But the GameCube, I will even say, they had game releases. The Wii, they had game releases. The Wii U, they don't have shit. There's no excuse to make. It's not, you know, they should. You don't think after going into their third year now, they should have third party ready and not third party, but just games?
See, this is what pisses me off. Everyone is crying for third party.
No, and I said that wrong. I didn't want to say third party. I'm just saying, don't you think they should be making up for third party not being there within the third year?
It's one studio. It's just Nintendo supporting the console. How many games do you think they can make?
Okay, so they can't go to third party and ask for exclusives.
But third party don't want to work with Nintendo.
You mean none of these indie developers want to help them, or if they you don't think
Nintendo has screwed over third party developers so many times they don't want to work with Nintendo.
Say that again. You said Nintendo has screwed third party over?
They've screwed each other over so many times. I don't think they're going to work with each other.
So all this speculation about the Nintendo NX having third party, I mean, like the developers for Project Cars, they were willing to do something with the Wii U, and then something bad happened where they just couldn't get the game running on the Wii U or whatever.
Yeah,
they said
they
did say that Nintendo isn't out of the question, possibly with their next home console. You know.
But it's bollocks. It's bullshit. Why for the last year did they say it was up and running on Wii U and looks great? Then all of a sudden, come launch, it doesn't work.
So do you think it's a vendetta against Nintendo? Okay, I have a question. I gotta ask this question. Hold on, before I forget, I'm not trying to cut you off or anything. This is one thing I do want to ask you. Out of all the third-party developers, you mean to tell me that it's their fault because they don't want to work with Nintendo, or do you think maybe it's Nintendo's problem? Because it's kind of weird. All third-party don't want to work with Nintendo. It's not just one here, one there. It's pretty much all. They even lost Ubisoft, their biggest supporter, pretty much. They're still there, I think, making something under the Wii U. But whose fault do you really think it is?
I mean, look at it like this, okay? You have a console, a Nintendo machine that's really just... I guess, I mean, people might look at this in a bad way, but it's really just Nintendo games, right? It's been that way for a pretty long time. The Nintendo games sell the best on the system, right? A lot of the innovations are quote-unquote gimmicks that come with the system. Developers don't want to support it. They don't want to do it. All right? Then you have...
so you're saying that...
Hold on, I'm not finished. Then you have Nintendo, who really only caters to themselves. They don't really help third parties. But as for a vendetta, no. Come on. There's no vendetta against Nintendo. People just make that shit up. There's definitely...
Like Black Bond, for example. Did you ever see a video? I wish I had the name of it. Black Bond did a video. It was really great, and it's something I've seen I can't remember where I've seen it, but he had the whole video on there of how Nintendo basically, it was a monopoly back in the day, and Nintendo just bullied third party and wouldn't even let them into Toys R Us. You know, if they were trying to make their own console, they told Toys R Us, hey, we won't even fucking give you the Nintendo, the Nintendo console we have. You know, we're not supporting you in any way if you put them in our store with you. You know, like Toys R Us.
Yeah, I saw the video, but the video.
Do you think Nintendo possibly just is getting karma? Like this is karma from back in the day, how they were.
Well, okay, hold on, one step at a time. The video is bollocks. All right, the video is bullshit, right? Because we only hear from one side of the story. The people that say Nintendo won't let us stock us, right? We don't hear anything from Nintendo. The president gave like a speech at the end of the video saying it's not true. We don't know enough details, right? There's not enough information, so we don't know. As for Nintendo bullying third parties, I would agree with that because the old Nintendo president, he was a real hard ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, you know, they would only give third parties. You could only launch 5 games a year or 4 games a year. Which I kind of see the reason why they did that and why they have the whole Nintendo of quality, because they didn't want. I mean, they just came out of a crash, right? Like the industry crashed in the 80s in the United States. Nintendo wanted full control. They wanted quality games.
Mm-hmm.
But bullying third party, yeah, possibly, but like having a monopoly on it, no, I don't believe that.
Okay, so you don't think there was a monopoly back in the NES days, like with Nintendo?
I mean, it's like, geez, how old was I? Like 3, 4? I mean, we can go back and look at history, but there's not enough evidence to support it. You have one video that Black Bond put up. I mean, it's fucking Black Bond. What do you want me to say?
What? Why do so many people hate Black Bond? I don't understand it. I mean, I think if people would stop, you know, going after the dude and actually listen to what he had to say and take out something. I mean, I think he does say things to get under people's skin, like I do. I do the same thing. But he does bring facts to the table. I'm sorry, he does.
He does. Whatever. I mean, Black Bond's gonna be Black Bond. You know, whatever.
I mean, he does bring facts to the table, so I'll give him that. You know, and I like his content. I have no problem with Black Bond. Even, you know, a lot of people, when I was like actually, you know, happy with the Wii U, you know, people are like, "Why do you watch Black Bond's channel?" Because I used to always hear people like just hating the dude. Like, I'm like, he's saying stuff to get under your skin, but he is bringing, you know, facts to the table, you know. I mean, he's I don't have no problem with him. A lot of people, I'm not going to just sit there and hate on their channel because they're saying something that, you know, I don't agree with. That's a lot of people here on this site. They don't really want to hear anybody out. They just want to like look at the title of the video. If people look at titles of my videos, they would always just hate me if they loved the Wii U. They would just always just, you know, not, you have to listen to what somebody has to say. I'll give it to you. You actually watch my videos. I can tell by your comments. But most of these dudes don't even listen to what you have to say. At the time I made the Wii U and the waiting game video, there was really, if you were judging by IGN's, you know, list of games, and that's why I said in my video, I said going by IGN, Nintendo had 5 games coming, you know, within the next, I think it was 3 months. I mean, that's bad.
See, the thing is, I'm not what you would classify as a Nintendo defender.
Mm-hmm.
Not even in the slightest. I bash Nintendo whenever I get the fucking chance. Let me tell you, I remember I had an old Facebook group. I mean, I got fucking booted from that shit so quick as soon as I started bad-mouthing Nintendo. So I'm in no way, shape, or form a defender. I mean, when push comes to shove and the chips are down, I just like to say what I have to say.
Okay, that's respect. I mean, I don't. You know, this is all based on opinions. A lot of this we're talking about, like, it's my opinion against yours. I don't see how people can debate about opinions. That's why I call this a gaming discussion. I'm not, even when I did one with Bear Hugger, we were having different opinions about stuff. You can't debate about opinions, but people do that on YouTube. They debate about opinions. That's, you know, I think it's stupid, but it's fun to listen to. Well, I mean, the only thing to really debate on, I would say, would be numbers. You know, if you know what console's selling what, that's a, you know. But I mean, there isn't much of a debate even there because Sony's just winning. Period. You know, with PS4 out of the consoles.
Yeah, absolutely with the consoles. But if you combine all hardware, no.
You don't think that? What do you mean combine all hardware? You're talking about every console they ever sold, or what do you mean?
The console selling right now, like if you take this specific generation, so PS4 and Vita is nowhere near the numbers of 3DS and Wii U.
Oh well, I'm talking about the home console market.
Yeah,
see, a lot of people mistake. Yeah, I'm talking about home consoles. I've been thinking of getting a Vita, believe it or not, and a 3DS. But I will say that Nintendo's market is handhelds. That's plain and simple. But I'll be honest with you, if I was to get a handheld, I'd want the Vita because it's more games that cater towards me. I mean, I do like Nintendo, but Nintendo's, you know, the 3DS, it's a lot of, you know, I don't want to say the word kiddie games, but on the 3DS, they're like Animal Crossing and Pokemon. I mean, come on, you know.
I'm almost 30 years old. I play Animal Crossing and Pokemon. What's the problem? Seriously. No, come on.
I don't. You know, if somebody likes that stuff, that's fine. I like. Let me throw you this out here. recently I just started getting into RPGs. I never played those games. Basically it's because I never really would sit there and play a game. You know, not that I wouldn't sit there and play a game that long, because I've sat there and finished games, like played them in 2-3 days and finished them back to back. I never wanted to invest so much time on a character and build him up and get nowhere. Like Bloodborne, I finally just beat the first boss last night. I got it recorded and everything. I was pretty excited. And actually, it is true. People say with Bloodborne, when you actually beat a boss, you feel like you accomplished something. And I do. I feel, because it was hard for me. I don't play RPGs. I don't know the whole thing of, like, if it wasn't for my live stream, how people were helping me, telling me what to do, not what to do, but more like what does what, like getting me understanding Bloodborne, I've been fucking lost. Now with, you know, a little bit of help that they gave me, you know, I actually beat the first boss, you know, and it was fun. And I like The Witcher 3, and I think it's cool, RPGs, but I never liked RPGs because I remember the first one I played Final Fantasy VII with a friend and we beat that, but that's very rare for that time I even played that game. But I liked the story. The first one I really gave a shot was Elder Scrolls Oblivion for the 360, and I hated it. I played that game for a couple hours and called it a day.
It sounds to me like it sounds to me like you prefer Western RPGs.
Yeah, I like Western. I don't like JRPG stuff. Only one I liked was Final Fantasy VII, but I never get. I'm going to sit here and be honest. I never really gave JRPGs a shot because I don't like the whole Japanese art style. I don't like it. I just don't, you know. Monster Hunter, I tried that. Oh my god, I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Monster Hunter is not for everyone. Even though it sells pretty well, I'm not a Monster Hunter fan.
Yeah, so basically though, I do like RPGs now, and I think this generation, I'll be honest with you, there's so much lack of games this generation of like any new IPs, just a lot of remasters and everything, and I don't have problems with remasters, but there's really not much. I'm noticing a lot of people are going into new things, like I went into RPGs, like I'm trying The Witcher 3 and Bloodborne, and I'm seeing that with a lot of people. Like The Witcher 3 just did it did really good in sales. I think it sold 4 million or something recently on its debut, you know, and there's a lot of people I've noticed that got that game that don't know certain things. It's because they probably never played an RPG like me, and it's because this generation just sucks. You know, it's when it comes to new stuff like what they like first person shooters. I'm sorry, that what has came out of first person shooters that is new besides Call of Duty and, you know, Battlefield, you know, it's like the same shit. So I think that's why people are getting tired of what they're used to playing and trying new things. Do you agree, or?
Well, I mean, so The Witcher 3, I got The Witcher 3 for the PS4. It's the first Witcher game I played. Mm-hmm. I didn't play 1 or 2, so it's a pretty good game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you're a Zelda fan like I am, I'm a Zelda fan. I'm not saying Witcher 3 is exactly like Zelda, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Ocarina of Time, how you went around on a horse and stuff, like that aspect. I like it. You know, it's a lot more, I'm sorry, The Witcher 3 is a lot more, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to word this right so you don't...
No, see, I'm going to agree because I've said it before. The Witcher 3 is what Zelda needs to be, and I'm going to get so much hate for saying that.
Oh, damn. You said it. Well, I said something close to that, but I didn't expect to hear that from you, of all people.
No, I mean, everyone, like, the people that know me know I'm a huge Zelda fan. Like, last gen, I said that Skyward Sword should have been what Skyrim was, and I got so much hate. Because Zelda...
The rumor is the next Zelda is going to be like a Skyrim online, I think. That's the rumor.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but, like, that I agree with. Like, The Witcher 3 is right now, like, today it's the pinnacle of all, what would you call it, fantasy RPG, Western RPG, you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's like right at the top.
Well, I seen a video from Obi-Wan. He's the dude that I used to follow when he had his YouTube channel called Madden Nintendo. Great YouTuber. Is Obi-Wan. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you see his video recently where he compared The Witcher 3 to Zelda that he found? He says in the beginning of the video, he goes, He's like, I like The Witcher 3. It's a great game. And he's saying that in the beginning of the video. And then at the end, like towards the middle of the video, he's saying that he's bored with The Witcher 3 after 7 hours. And that he likes any Zelda. He said in the video that every Zelda that he has played has never bored him after 7 hours. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, The Witcher 3, 7 hours, that ain't shit, right? Would you assume? Would you agree? Like 7 hours? That's like not even barely the beginning of the game.
That's like 7 hours. That's nothing. Come on.
I mean,
but I think I understand what he's trying to say. It's probably the fact that they're. I mean, it's not as. It's definitely not as streamlined as a Zelda game, but I don't think it was supposed to be. So, but I kind of get where he's coming from. But 7 hours. I mean, come on. I mean, like 20 hours in is not even. It's still not enough.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like I'm up to. The some boss that looks like Skeletor. I like had to go against. I had to go look for the witch. I found the witch, and then I went through a portal, and then I'm fighting wolves with her covering me, and then I'm up to another boss after I just found one. And I mean, even their quests in that game, the quests are fucking long. The quests are. Would you agree? The quests.
Do you mean Kira?
Yeah, I think that's what I found. Because I've been playing that and Bloodborne, a bunch of a mixture of games, so it's kind of like. When I jump around to different games, I kind of get things mixed up and all that. And I like to follow this game, but I can't do that right now with everything I'm playing. But I do notice the quest in The Witcher 3 are long. You know, I don't see how anybody could play the game for 7 hours and say they're and judge it by that.
It's really long. I mean, I beat the game, but I still got a lot of like Witcher contracts to do. It's pretty big.
And how long did it take you to beat the game? You'd say
51 hours.
51 hours, okay.
Yeah.
And you still have a lot to do?
Yeah, I still have a lot to do. Like, I'm totally leveled up, but I still need to do like the Witcher contracts and side quests and discover locations, things like that.
Okay, so you did just basically the main story, right?
I did the main story, but I did some side quests here and there. I mean, 51 hours, I've probably still got like another maybe 30 hours to do, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I mean, people said it's like a 200-hour game, but it's not a 200-hour game.
Okay, because that's what I was trying to figure out. Because if you're saying that, and there's people saying it's like a 200-hour game, I mean, how big is that world in Witcher 3? Isn't it like bigger than Skyrim or something? Like I never played. I played the beginning of Skyrim.
It's big, but it is pretty big. Like, but when you get to what's the world called? Everyone's Northern Irish. Basically, everyone speaks like me. Skillage, I think it's called. There's a lot of water areas, so that kind of makes up the space. But I mean, yeah, it's bigger than Skyrim. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Black Bond wants to. I guess he says, "How the fuck?"
I mean, it depends because like it depends on who you ask. Because I know people that like beat the game in 70 hours. So some people played it till like 90. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Depends who you ask.
Okay. Well, I was looking at the live chat. I'm not trying to. I mean, if you want to answer this is basically a discussion between me and you. It's not. I can't add Black Bond. If you want to answer his question, that's fine. He says, What do you mean there isn't enough information? They made Namco's president formally apologize for being critical against their policies, and he's talking about the whole monopoly with Nintendo back in the day. Then he goes, there wasn't a monopoly yet. Nintendo got taken to court and proven guilty.
For what?
The monopoly back in the day with Nintendo.
This is Black Bond's information?
Yeah. He says, how is that not evidence? He wants to know.
Can you repeat what he said?
Okay, he says, what do you mean there isn't enough information? That's when we were talking about the whole thing with...
Yeah.
And he says they made Namco's president formally apologize for being critical against their policies. And then he says there wasn't a monopoly. He's like saying what there wasn't a monopoly, but yet Nintendo's taken to court and proven guilty.
That's what Black Bond has said?
Yeah, that's what Black Bond said.
All right, cool.
That was what we were talking about, the whole video with Black Bond that he made about, the whole monopoly back in the day, what Nintendo was doing, with the industry of third party.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Cool. I mean, if he has the information, he can give it to me. I'll look it over, research it. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to take blame.
I just wanted to say that he was in there saying it. Back to what we were saying with The Witcher 3, so you do say that. Now, I was surprised that you did say that The Witcher 3 is the Zelda. So you're like me, what I said. Witcher 3 is the Zelda I always wanted.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, I mean, come on, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't see how people can't see that. So that's something we agree on. I don't understand that because when I was playing Witcher 3, I've never played any of the other Witchers like you. And when I played Witcher 3, I was like, man, this is the Zelda I always wanted. Voice acting, it's more like grown up feel to it.
I don't care for the voice acting. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about like the overall exploration of the worlds. Mm-hmm. The voice acting, I don't care. I mean, if Link talks, if he never talks, it doesn't matter to me, whatever. But I just mean like in terms of the size of the world and what you do and the NPCs and the interaction you have, like all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't think Link needs a voice by now, or?
Nah, I mean, I don't know because. It's a good question. It's a question that a lot of Zelda fans ask each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the style of the game that they want to go for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you had Link talk in any Zelda game, I mean, some people would like it, maybe some wouldn't like it. For me personally, I just don't need it to happen because, look, Link's a cool character. I mean, he's iconic, but he's pretty boring.
Yeah, but what if couldn't that be something new that Nintendo could do? Give Link like a personality, or like. But the reason why,
the reason why he's called Link is because he links to the player, and if they gave him a personality, I guess the player wouldn't be as engaged. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, what if they actually went outside the box instead of playing it safe, keeping Link the same like they always do, and actually do some different things to him? Like, that's what I'm saying when Nintendo plays it safe. It's always the same. I'd be shocked to see Link with a voice. Like, I'd be blown away. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You do have a lot of, and you're not the first person to tell me that they don't want to hear Link talk and all that stuff. But I think a lot of the gamers, like, that were Nintendo gamers that grew up with Nintendo and went to Sony and Microsoft, they kind of got tired of seeing Link not talk, all the same shit that goes on with Zelda. And they just decided to go, with Sony and Microsoft. That was one of the things that probably bothered them, that, these franchises that Nintendo does, this never really evolved. They're just always, Nintendo fans say, they are changing, they're doing this and that, but they're really not, in my opinion. Now,
to me,
you might have a different opinion.
Yeah, I have a different opinion. To me, the evolution of a series isn't as important as to having better graphics or voice acting or bigger worlds. To me, it's always gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It's always gameplay. It's gameplay. It's all I care about. So if the game is good to play, I don't care what's it. I mean, if tomorrow Mario and Zelda and Pikmin and Metroid, whatever, they all go to PlayStation, you can bet I'm going to stick with PlayStation. I mean, I go where the games are.
Okay, now you say, has Mario evolved over the years?
No, I meant, to me, what's important is the evolution of gameplay.
Yeah, well, but what's the new gameplay in Mario that he jumps and steps on Goombas? Like, what's different about that?
Hold on, back up. What Mario game are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about any Mario. Like, what's the big
Super Mario. Okay, so Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, Super Mario 3, Mario 64, Mario Galaxy. You're going to tell me they're all the same games?
Well, basically, Mario.
No, come on, Dave.
The same thing for years.
Oh, come on, every one of them. Okay, you have the same character that has the same moves, but they play differently from each other. I mean, I could see
Mario in a cat suit is different. Like, how much different does that bring to the game? Like a whole feature of the cat suit. That's what I'm like. When is Mario gonna just change a little bit? When is he gonna stop saving the princess? Like, when's that all gonna happen?
What's the problem with saving the princess?
I mean, it's the same shit. I don't see how that's innovative, like everybody says. Like, what is that? How is it?
So it's more So it's more innovative if he goes to save a new character.
No, what if he does something else that day instead of wakes up and decides to save the princess?
Okay, so Mario wakes up and decides to have a fucking shit. Is that more innovative?
Probably. It would probably be.
Don't talk shit,
something different. Like, when are they going to do something different with Mario? Oh, okay. So you call me crazy for saying that, but if you think I'm the only person who wants to see Mario do something different,
I mean, would I like to see Mario save someone else than the princess? I don't give a fuck. I don't.
Save somebody else. Why don't they just change the storyline a little bit? Like, I heard they actually are planning on.
Dave. Mario's never been about the storyline. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying, like, I'm not saying the storyline. Well, it kind of am. I'm saying, like, why don't they do something different? It's always the same. Like, how could Mario be, like, innovative? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same shit. Mario has been stopping on Goombas for years.
Hold on. So you're going to tell me that Mario 64 to Mario Galaxy wasn't innovative? Seriously?
I'm just saying he's doing the same thing. Like, where is it? You don't want to see Mario do something different?
But what do you mean different? I mean, that's not enough. You got to give me something, Dave.
What I'm saying is, a lot of people that stop playing Mario, it's because it's the same shit over and over. It's another Mario game, and we know what he's going to do. We know how he's going to attack characters half the time. We know it all. It's the same thing. Okay, there ain't much difference if it's in 3D or 2D. It's still the same fucking game. I'm just being honest. Donkey Kong hasn't really much changed over the years, you know, not much. I'm saying the Donkey Kong we've been getting since the Super Nintendo.
Well, I'm
just saying, when is things gonna, like, with Nintendo? That's like them giving you them games that we've been playing the same thing over and over. When is it?
Dave, I can say the same thing to you with PlayStation. You're playing the same games you played for 20 years.
How? Like, what am I playing?
Okay. Hold up. Okay, so a game like The Order 1886 and a game like Bloodborne, okay? Two different genres of games, okay? Two different characters, different scenarios, a different storyline. You put a fucking controller in your hand and use two analogs. You're playing the same game. It's the same game.
You can't really say that because I'm doing different things.
Hold on. I give you.
Everybody plays the game now.
No. Hold on. I give you Black Ops on the 360 and I give you Black Ops on the Wii. Same franchise, two completely different experiences.
Oh, you're talking about the controller aspect.
Of course I'm talking about the controller aspect. That's all that matters when it comes to video games.
I'm talking. Okay, so you're saying Mario's changed with how I play the controller.
Isn't that the only thing that matters?
Oh, we're on two different things though. I'm talking about in the game. I want to see things different. You're talking about the controller aspect. So you're saying that but people don't want that. You know, I hate to say it.
I don't care what other people want.
But it's not. It don't work. It obviously didn't work with the Wii U.
But hold on. But I don't care what other people want. It's what I want.
But it's not working, and it's why the Wii U's failing. Is one reason is the gamepad. Would you not agree?
The gamepad is definitely a misstep, but not for the obvious reasons that it's not. People like to say that it's too big. No, it's not too big. It's just about right for like what the screen is. What it adds to the games isn't much different from the DS, but it's different for the home system, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can do the whole streaming off TV thing, and the family can watch TV, and you can play in the gamepad. Blah 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 blah. And what it is a package is okay, but I don't care what anybody else wants or what anybody else thinks. It's what I want.
Yeah, but the problem is what everybody else wants is what's going to make a next Mario game. I mean, the few people that are happy with what the Wii U's doing it's why the Wii U's failing. Like, I'm just saying, like...
Okay, let me ask you this.
People are happy... Like, for example, people are happy with the PS4, and that's why it's selling. You know, there's a majority of more people are happy with what Sony's doing it. And there's a less majority of people that are happy with what Nintendo's doing with Wii U, which is bad because that's why they're not going to stand. It's not going to be around much longer. You know, the Wii U would be here the whole generation if people liked it. Nobody wants the gamepad.
Who's not going to be around much longer?
The Wii U.
Oh, you mean the system? I thought you meant
the system, not Nintendo. I said the system ain't going to be here much longer.
The Wii. I say the Wii U's got about 2 years.
I'd say there is people making assumptions that it's going to be this year that they announce the NX. I don't think so. I think it's next year they're announcing the NX.
Yeah, I think next year they're going to announce it and probably release 2017.
Yeah, I think I mean, my opinion, I think they should announce it next year. My opinion, let me give you my real opinion. The Wii U, I'm sorry, they brought it out, they should support the fucking thing, which they did. And that's why I got rid of the Wii U. I see no support coming to the thing. It wasn't enough for what they were doing with it. I think they should have just said, okay, we fucked up, made a bunch of games for it, exclusive wise, as much as they could. Do anything, remaster games to keep you, like a lot of these remasters that people don't realize, it's to hold you over till the game comes out. That's why you're getting the Uncharted collection for Uncharted 4. That's going to hold you over till then. But Nintendo, on the other hand, they're going to make you a Star Fox game, but they're not going to remaster Star Fox to hold you over. They're just going to give you a fucking drought, and that's just how it is. I mean, do you agree with that or no? Do you think Nintendo should be doing something to fill in these gaps? Like they can't.
I mean, you see, you say they could be doing something. I say they could be doing something, but I mean, it's such a broad term. What could they? I mean, what can they do? I mean, seriously, what can they do?
I mean, they do have money in the bank to go to third party or
they're
make
not going to spend money on third party. They're not going to spend money on third party.
That could be their big problem because as much people want to deny it as a Nintendo fan, third party's the industry. It's not Nintendo no more. It's third party. They run the show now. It's not Nintendo no more. Nintendo does not run the show no more. Their show's over pretty much.
But what show?
I'm talking about the gaming industry, like the big deal. The people that's running. Back in the day, Nintendo had the industry in their hand, and then now third parties, they're the ones that has it in their hand. That's what I'm saying. They run the big show now. They're the ones that are.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like just me being kind of sarcastic a little bit here, But that's what I'm getting at. But back to the whole Nintendo NX thing. Before I forget about that, I want to go off topic. I think that Nintendo should have just done what they could with the Wii U, get games out for it, and just take it as it is. They didn't win this generation, but they did support their Wii U, and they made the fans that did buy the Wii U happy that they got something with their purchase. But what I think is going to happen with the NX, it's going to come out, it's going to be announced 2016. I think they should release it holiday 2016, but I think it's going to be 17, at the latest. Now, the problem Nintendo's coming into, though, would you agree that with them releasing this console, if they would release it more stronger than the PS4 and Xbox One, that's kind of fucking them over again, wouldn't you say?
Well, we don't know if it's going to be a console.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I could have sworn they did. Now, didn't they say console, or did I hear it wrong when they announced that it's a home console?
No, they said a dedicated gaming platform.
Okay, so I heard that wrong, but we all know it's going to be. I would say, in my opinion, it's going to be, with how bad the Wii U's doing, it's going to be a home console,
Yeah.
And I would just say that I think that's what they have planned. I mean, I hope people aren't still thinking the Wii U's going to still go on. Because I saw this new thing now. Huh?
This is where I stand. This is for me personally. Okay, what I want. I don't need it to be a dedicated home system that's more powerful than PS4 with a standard controller. I'll just get the next PlayStation 5. If that's what Nintendo's doing, I won't buy that system.
Well, the problem with the whole thing is, I think Nintendo's doing. Okay, like what they did this generation, they released the Wii U a year early. Okay, what they did was in my eyes, they forced everybody out. That didn't want, because do you agree PS4 and Xbox One was not ready for this generation?
Oh yeah, I agree, but that's not Nintendo's fault.
Oh, I mean, I was in my opinion, I think Nintendo made them jump the gun because they released first. No, none of these companies want to see somebody come out first, because when somebody comes out first and does it right, if they were to do it right, they would be getting all the momentum first. They don't want that. So PlayStation 4 comes out, and then the Xbox One comes out. Now, here we are with the new Nintendo console. Say they dropped that in 2017. I think that's in the PS4 and the Xbox One early if they were to make a more powerful console. But then the other thing too, that's if developers don't care about, making for a more powerful console. They just want to focus on the PS4 and Xbox One. Nintendo could shoot themselves in the foot that way.
Well, I mean, I think what you're saying is true, and because of that, I don't think it's going to be the most powerful. It is a home system. I don't think it's going to be like more powerful than PS4. The reason.
Oh, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. The reason why, I mean, how best do I say what I want to say? Like, I think what you said is correct. There's a risk of developers not wanting to support the system, and I think that is true. And I think Nintendo knows that. So I don't think it's going to be like more powerful than PS4. Maybe around the same. But I mean, in terms of the rumors and speculation, it looks like it's going to be some kind of a hybrid console / handheld. So that right there tells us it's going to be nowhere near like fucking better than PS4.
Well, then too, they have another bad thing. Okay, say they come out on par with the PS4 and Xbox One. Like, what's Nintendo going to do? Release a new console that's on par, and then in 3 years down the road, PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 comes out. Then what does Nintendo have to do? Make another console in 3 years?
That's why I think it's not going to be a console. I think it's going to be something.
They're losing either way. Are you agree they're losing either way? A more powerful or less powerful or on par console with the rest? They can't. I mean, it's a little.
If they make a traditional home console, yeah, they're going to lose either way. That's why I think it's not going to be a traditional home console.
Yeah, I mean, it's all if and another thing that I think's weird, like you said, the developers probably don't want nothing to do with Nintendo. And is that what you were saying pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't Nintendo, since, if these developers don't really care about Nintendo, why don't they just make games for the Wii U and call it a day? Because do they have to go make a more powerful console or a console that's on par and make their Nintendo games like on that? Why can't they just do it with the Wii U?
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it's going to be a quote-unquote traditional home system. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be something really different.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, why would they do that? And I mean, if they're going to make a more powerful or on-par console just to make Nintendo games, they could do that with the Wii U. I mean, they could just make the Wii U and support that. But I mean, obviously, they do know the Wii U's not succeeding. It's not doing well. And they got to do something with it. But, I mean, I think either they're in such a bad position for how, they waited a long time to do something with the Wii U, to get rid of it or whatever. And I think they shot themselves in the foot. I think they did again. I think the next Nintendo console could be another mistake. I hope it isn't. Because I do like Nintendo. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. But,
that's why I think it's not going to be a home system. They've already said it's going to have what was the quote Iwata said? A new dedicated gaming platform with a new concept. So I'm thinking, and a lot of Nintendo fans are thinking, it's going to be some kind of a hybrid mobile set-top box kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Bear Hugger, I was talking to Bear Hugger one night. We were playing PS4, and he was telling me that, he thinks the next Nintendo home console is going to have something to do with the 3DS, I think, like you said just recently.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work. I don't think, because it's obviously not working with the Vita, with the PS4. People don't really...
No, but it wouldn't be like that. But it wouldn't be like... the Android set-top boxes?
I'm not familiar with that. I'm basically just, if I seen it, I might know it, but I mean.
So what I think it's gonna be, if you could imagine, let me see, if you can imagine something like a freaking, I don't know, just imagine a PlayStation 4 that doesn't have a disc drive. It's just a box that sits under the television and it comes with a handheld.
Oh, okay.
But I think I mean, that's really risky, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think they need to try that because I don't, like I said in my video last night, I don't think gamers want gimmicks anymore. They obviously don't want that with the Kinect. The Kinect was not a success. It wasn't. The first time and the second time. You know, the Wii U with the gamepad, it was not a success. People don't want to play their games in their hands. Like, you know, I'm saying like a home console. Like, they don't care to play it on the screen. And that's basically what the gamepad does majority of the time, is play your games in your gamepad. You know, they do like some features with certain games, like Mario. You can honk the horn, and you can do some other things, but people didn't take to it. You know, basically everybody that's on a Nintendo home, the Wii U is basically a hardcore Nintendo fan that just live and die by Nintendo. They're the ones that are playing the Wii U still. But I don't think this industry, not the industry, but the gamers want gimmicks. Do you agree, or? Majority of gamers. I'm saying not everybody, a majority.
Yeah, I would say it's true that the majority don't want gimmicks, but I think provided with if you just give them the right kind of quote unquote gimmick, it may take off. But I mean,
yeah, that's the thing with a gimmick. That's like the Wii. The Wii was a gimmick. Would you agree?
It is a gimmick, yeah.
Okay. The Wii took off because of the whole, you know, bowling.
Yeah.
You know, people bought to that, but then, you know, a lot of them put it up in their closet after a week, but it sold a lot of consoles. It did very well. Nobody can deny the Wii did good, but that was a good gimmick. Yeah. And I think Nintendo would say, Nintendo's a big gimmick. You know, they like to try gimmicks. And do you agree? Like, they're ones that like to go with trying new things. And it's a gimmick. I'm sorry, a lot of their shit is.
I mean, they're definitely the ones that try the most. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
And I'm talking about with the controllers. I'm not saying I'm talking about like they always try new things with, like, you know, you have to say gameplay. Like they do try like, I'm not talking about in the game. I'm talking about actual how you play the game and all that. They're always
okay, yeah. In that case, I'm all for it. The more the better. The more the better. For me personally,
you want basically a new experience how you play your game. So why wouldn't you be happy with the Morpheus and the Oculus Rift?
I didn't say I wasn't going to be happy. I didn't say I wouldn't be happy with Morpheus. I just said it's playing it safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, how is that playing it safe? It's something new that, you know, it's more advanced virtual reality.
It's not new. I think we have 5. I think there's 5 VR headsets right now in development.
Well, I mean, Sony's going to be doing their own way how you move and stuff. I'm sure it's not going to be the same as the other guys, you know.
But I mean, you still have.
Or is it?
I mean, no. Some of the technology is different between the headsets, but you still put a headset on your head, and if you have so if I get the
and I'm talking about home consoles. Every time I talk, I'm always talking about home consoles. I'm not talking about PC. You know.
But listen to me. If you give me a virtual reality headset, and if you hand me a DualShock 4 controller, I'm not interested.
Are they doing it with the DualShock 4? I thought they were doing it a different way. I haven't looked too much into it. I saw some videos on it, but it does look.
Some videos with PlayStation Move.
That's what I thought they were doing it with PlayStation Move.
In that case, I'll try it. But if it's just a DualShock, I'm not interested.
Oh, okay. That's what I was assuming, that they're doing it with PlayStation Move, because that's what I saw it with, you know. And I saw the Oculus Rift; they were doing some kind of like looked like a bracelet type thing. It was, you know.
Yeah.
So that is like, when you look at the Wii, you know, that I'm assuming you like the Wii, right?
The Wii?
Yeah, the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
That was movement. Now, why wouldn't it be cool to have something on your head and over your eyes that puts you in the game and you're moving? Wouldn't that be something?
But I'm not saying I'm not saying that virtual reality isn't cool. I just said it's playing it safe.
But what I'm saying, though, you're telling me Nintendo is doing all this different stuff over the years, and Nintendo's the one that's actually doing different gameplay. But here's Sony actually doing fucking virtual reality, and you're telling me Sony hasn't done shit in 20 years.
But hold on. Right now, as we talk, Nintendo are experimenting with VR. That's on record, confirmed, like 3 years ago.
I'm just saying, though, like, you're telling me.
But you're saying to me, but you're saying to me that You are saying to me that Project Morpheus it's this new thing for Sony. Nintendo's been doing that for like 3 or 4 years, on record, confirmed. They just haven't made it available for the public.
I don't know, but you told me Nintendo didn't do nothing for 20. I mean, Sony hasn't done nothing in 20 years. What have they been doing different in 20 years?
Say that again.
You told me Sony doesn't do nothing different. You said they just use the same controller all the time.
Yeah, but virtual reality is nothing to do with gameplay. It's a viewing object. It's just like a television screen. You still play it the same way if it's a DualShock 4. It doesn't matter.
No, they're going to be using the PlayStation Move.
If they use the PlayStation Moves, I said I'd be interested. But if it's a DualShock 4, I'm not interested. It doesn't matter if it's a virtual reality headset because it's the same thing as having a big television screen, only you can move around. I'm not interested.
See, I don't under, but they did. But the point of the thing was, you said that they aren't doing nothing new, and there's something new. I'm saying like something.
Virtual reality isn't new, Dave. VR isn't new.
No. What I'm saying that you said PlayStation has done the same thing for 20 years. They are doing something different. Would you agree?
No. I'm talking on the broad scale, the whole entertainment industry. VR has been done.
Yeah, but I'm saying out of the big three. I'm saying. You said to me, I'm talking about mainly Sony. When you said to me earlier, you said Sony has not done nothing different in 20 years. Same, and I'm assuming you're talking about gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're doing something different there. And they have done the PlayStation Move in the past. Even though it wasn't a success, they have done something different.
Yeah, the PlayStation Move. And who did they get the idea from?
Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah. Okay. So
a lot of them get ideas from each other. But that's not
the point. That's not my point. That isn't my point.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same controller for 20 years, and you're telling me.
No, but I'm saying if we're just talking about the controller aspect, they have done something different. So you can't deny that they have done something different. They haven't. Oh, they did try new things that way. When I said earlier, I was talking about the game. The actual gameplay in the game. I wasn't talking about the controller of how you play it. I'm talking about stuff different. I was talking about stuff.
Dave, gameplay is derivative of the interaction with the controller. You can only get different gameplay if you have a different controller.
I'm saying Mario, it's all the same shit. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, Mario.
You said Sony didn't do nothing different. They done something with the Move that was different, even though it wasn't a success. And they're trying stuff with virtual reality.
But they already had the they had the blueprint to PlayStation Move. They didn't come up with it on their own. They had the blueprint to the DualShock 4. It's a fucking NES controller with analog sticks. What have they done on their own? That's my point. And that's not me taking
what have they done on their own? Now I'm just saying
that's not me.
Well, that's a different question now. I'm just saying they have done something. They all get ideas from each other. That is true, right? Would you agree?
But the main thing I was trying to say is the controller you have in your hand is what determines the gameplay on screen. That's a fact. You can't even debate that. That is a fact.
Oh, I'm not agreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah. So if you have a DualShock 4, if you have a DualShock 4 and you have a DualShock 1, it's the same controller.
Well, they do stuff. They got stuff. They got like. Are you saying so? You're telling me just because Nintendo does these fucking gimmicks with their controller, that changes the whole aspect of the game for people?
Of course it does. That's the only thing that matters. You're
worded that wrong. Wait a second. You're telling me that's what's making Nintendo so great because they're controllers?
That's what's always. Everyone knows that. Come on, Dave. Everyone knows that's what makes Nintendo great. They're controllers.
But nobody wants that.
What do you mean nobody wants? What do you mean nobody wants that?
A majority of people don't want Nintendos. They want a normal controller.
But I don't care what everybody else wants.
Yeah, but I don't. But nobody. That's why Nintendo don't. They don't like in the Super Nintendo. Why they did so good back then? They had a fucking normal controller. Then they went on with all these other controllers.
Hold on. I'll stop you there. What do you mean normal controller compared to the NES? They added like They added what? One, two.
The majority of the gamers, I would say nowadays, want just a plain out regular controller. They don't want to get up and move around. They don't want to do all that. You know, I'm not saying I don't think it isn't cool, but I'm just saying a majority of people don't want that, and that's why I think
Fuck
Nintendo.
the majority of people. Fuck the majority. Most people are idiots. Who cares what the crowd thinks?
So you think it's going to be a good thing if they keep doing these controllers and these gimmicks that fail?
Of course, it's a good thing. And even if Sony developed a new controller tomorrow that was really groundbreaking, you can bet I'm only going to play games on PlayStation. I go where the gameplay is. I said it before.
Okay, so you're basically basing everything that you have to have this controller that's different.
Yes.
You know, like the Xbox 360. The 360 is pretty much rated as one of the best controllers ever made. A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Huh?
It's one of the best controllers in terms of ergonomics and how it's designed. It's basically the same functionality as a DualShock 3.
No, but I'm just saying that basically a lot of people want that. That's what they want to play games on, a controller like that. They just want something like just normal. You know, they don't want to get up and move around and do all that. I mean, do you want to always do that when you play games, like with a Wii Emote? Like,
but I just told you I have a PlayStation 4.
But how could you enjoy your PlayStation 4 if you're telling me you hate the same controller over and over and over?
I didn't say I hate the controller. I just said it's the same. I didn't say I hate it.
I mean, you're obviously telling me that you just are tired of the PlayStation controller.
No. Right now you're hearing what you want to hear. I never did I say I hate the DualShock 4. I said it's the same controller, which it is.
Well, from what I gathered from you, you told me if somebody's doing the same thing over and over, like the controllers never change, it's something you don't want. You said you don't want it.
No. Didn't I just say to you? Didn't we just agree if it's fixed? What's the saying? If it's not broken, don't. If it caters to the games it's designed for. If it's broken, don't. What's the word?
Don't fix it.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, the reason with Sony why they go with the same controller is because it works. You know, they don't. In other words,
it works for what it does. That's not my point.
No, I get your point. You're saying you like Nintendo because they're doing their controllers are making the gameplay different. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying a lot of people don't want gimmicky fucking controllers. They don't. And I know it's you want that, but a majority of people don't want that, and that's the thing that's not working for Nintendo. That's one thing that's really on the bad side for Nintendo of why a lot of people didn't buy the Wii U, because they don't want the gamepad. They don't want that thing. They think it's peripheral to the game, to the fucking Wii.
Okay, so what you're saying to me, what is that based on? Do you have evidence to back that up?
No, I'm just talking about a majority of people that I've seen say the reason that I've talked to that they said, why didn't you get a Wii U? When I first got the Wii U, I asked people that, let's get on Black Ops 2, like friends of mine in Florida. Oh, I ain't buying that thing with that fucking gamepad. What the fuck is that? You know?
Right. Okay. So that's the people. Okay. So that's the people you talk to. The people I talk to.
So if I present to you a poll that people don't want gimmicks for controllers, like they didn't like the gamepad, that's acceptable.
Dave, back up. You're going too fast. That's the people you talk to. The people I talk to who don't want a Wii U, it's not about the gamepad. They just don't know what the fuck the Wii U is, which is the main problem. That's Nintendo's biggest problem. They don't know what it is. It's not about the gamepad. Okay?
A lot of people think the gamepad is a peripheral for the Wii.
Yeah, their marketing is fucked for the Wii U. No one knows what it is.
So what you're telling me, I could be wrong, let me say it. You're saying if people knew what the Wii U was, they would buy it.
No. If people knew what the Wii U was, there could be a possibility that they could sell more. But I mean, would you agree they fucked up the marketing?
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
I do.
Of course they did.
Yeah. I think there is a majority of people, I would say, does not like the gamepad because they don't like the big. How many times have you been? I know damn well you've been told by people that they said that thing is too big. And, majority of the time, they probably didn't even try it. I will say that. But they automatically, just say, fuck that shit because it's huge. It's like a big tablet in your hand. And people have said that. Come on.
Yes, but many, many more people have said to me, I don't know what the fuck the Wii U is. They didn't even say anything about the gamepad.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean,
we could go back and forth as to why it's not selling. People don't like the gamepad. It wasn't marketed correct. There's not enough third party. It's the whole thing is a clusterfuck. Like the whole thing is crazy for the Wii U.
Yeah, but it's. I think, in my opinion, reasons the Wii U did not make it. Which people did buy it, not many, compared to other console sales. I think the gamepad was a problem. A lot of people didn't want the gamepad. I think the advertising, I will agree with you, was piss poor. I think the online is garbage. It's not up to par with the rest of the competition. It's not up to Sony's online or Xbox Live. I mean, would you agree their online is trash?
Compared to Sony's and Microsoft's?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say trash. That's a bit harsh.
I mean, is it not up to par?
Oh, it's definitely not up to par.
Okay. I mean, that's that, but that is a factor that could have hurt. That probably is hurting them with the Wii U. You would agree?
Yeah.
And another thing I do want to state on this podcast, what I think with opinions in a debate is stupid. That's why I named this a gaming conversation. You can't debate on opinions, but we can argue back and forth about opinions. But really with debates, all you can debate on is numbers, and I don't really care too much about, I'm not going to sit here and debate about the PS4 versus the Wii U and console sales because the PS4 is winning. It's a stupid debate. You could say you could go back years on hardware sales and do all that. It's basically, we're just talking about different opinions. This is a gaming conversation. That's, like I had one with Bear Hugger. We had disagreements with stuff. We had a gaming conversation. That's why I just want to say this to the viewers. That's why I don't call it a debate.
Yeah.
But let's go on. So basically we're at, with the Wii U, we got onto the online. So you do agree it's not up to par with the PS4 and Xbox One's online?
Yeah, it's not up to par in terms of like connecting with your friends, the overall speed of the internet, getting into multiplayer games, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the Wii U is behind the Xbox 360's online?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Okay. I just want to see if you're, because some people, I've heard Nintendo fans sit there and say, no, the Wii U's, whatever, past that. Like, you're fucking crazy. I was just curious if you were going to say that.
No.
But, I mean, you would say their main problems would be, one of the big problems we did both agree on, which is marketing. What you would say the online's a problem. I mean, this is an online era, so I would say their online would have to be up to par.
Marketing, online, and staff.
Okay. Well, and another thing too, Nintendo. Do you think Nintendo lied with the Wii U, like when they came out the gate and said that you were gonna have better online, cater to hardcore gamer, and more third party?
Well, I mean, it is compared to the Wii.
Oh, to the Wii, it has more third party.
Well, definitely at launch, like compared to the Wii U's launch. I mean, compared to the Wii's launch.
If we compared launches, maybe, yeah, but overall, no.
Well, I mean, the Wii was on the market for like, 6-7 years. The Wii U's only been here 3.
Yeah, but do you really agree in 6 and 7 years that the Wii U's gonna have more third party than the Wii?
Oh, hell no. No.
So, I mean, we can't say that.
No.
So basically, what else could we, since we're on this subject, what else? I'm trying to think of anything else that I could talk about. Now, what are some of the opinions that I had in other videos? I wish I could. I'm gonna bring them up. That you had that I was just totally out there, like that you were, because I know I've seen these comments. I just didn't look them up yet. What was one of the things that really bugged you that I said, in some of my videos? That's another reason. That's another reason I have you here.
I mean, fucking hell, dude! I've had like 6 beers. I don't even think I could remember. Seriously, I don't even think I could remember at this point. I mean, it's like months ago.
No, but I just wanted to. I'll find something, but basically, so in the industry right now.
How long has the podcast been? The stream been going?
Oh, it's been going a little while, but I just want to talk about some of this stuff while we're here. I think so far what we talked about was pretty good. I actually enjoyed this. I didn't prepare for this, guys. I'm just telling the viewers I didn't prepare for this. I've had a busy week at work. I've just switched from working. I was working nights to days, so I'm like, it's hard to do that. And Deku is like on a 5-hour difference from me because you live in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it was very hard to do this podcast. We wanted to do it last week, and then we were trying to do it this week, and it just wasn't working. So we got to do it now, and it's pretty well nighttime where you are, right?
Yeah,
really
that's why I was asking you how long it's been going, because it's 11:30 and I gotta go soon. So.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm just trying to tell people. So we did try to bring this to you. I told you guys I would do it. I think it was pretty good for what it was. I mean, we could do it again, and I could bring up more stuff that he talked about, but we're just going to be arguing about opinions. But I did agree. I did enjoy this, and I did agree to do it, and we did it. And I
mean, I'll definitely do it again. Like the next free time.
I'll bring you to come on the podcast or whatever you want. You're more than welcome. I think you're a good dude. I mean, I know you get upset with my opinions, but you're not the only person that does it. But you were one that really stood out to me because I couldn't comment back to you. And I told Bear Hugger, I was like, this guy leaves these comments that's like cursing me out over stuff I say and stuff. And then I can't even say nothing back to him. And that's why I said, fix your comments and I'll bring it in on a one-on-one. I did agree to do it, and we did it. Yeah. So, basically, that's it, man. I want to hold you up all night. I did enjoy this. You're more than welcome to come on the Dave's Had Enough show, and thank you for joining today.
That's no problem. So I'll be around next time for that, for sure.
Okay, thanks, buddy. All right,
no problem.
Until next time, guys. Anything else you have to say? Is that it, or?
No, that's it, man. It's getting pretty late. I wanted to do it more, but I can hear my daughter crying, so I got.
Oh, okay, all right, that's acceptable, man. All right, later, YouTube.